What is good people? You are now listening to another episode of Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth. And first and foremost, I got to give a big shout out to Chef Jay and the good people of Celeb Studio for allowing me to use their space to record these podcasts. So if you're in the Columbia area and you want to knock out a podcast or host an event, hit up Celeb Studio, man. They'll do you right every time. And now, without further ado, I have an extremely special guest. He's been on the podcast before, but man, he's been doing so many dope things and just being showing a whole lot of aspirational content on IG. And since the last time he was on the podcast. So man, welcome back. Friend of the show, my man Sean, aka Orangeburg Slim. What's good, bro?
Man? Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be here. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. So, since the last time we talked, there's a lot of good things that's going on in your life. I remember you started a new job.
Yep. Started a new job. Yeah.
Got a new house.
Got a new crib with my lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a new car.
Got a new car.
So man, let's just start in like chronological order.
Yeah. Okay. So when was it the last time we spoke? You know what month it was?
Man, this was
like 2023 or 24.
This was
20, oh man, I can't even remember.
I can't remember either. But
since then, December 2023, I got this new job. Started in January, so just been working. I had 3 jobs at one point. Now I'm down to 1.5, but got working all those jobs. Moved into the new crib in August of 2024.
Okay.
And got the new car not too long. I got in an accident, so I figured it was just time to get what I actually wanted. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just treat myself. So yeah, it's been a lot going on, man. I've just been staying busy.
So you featured in your first exhibition?
I did. I was back in, I want to say it was over the summer, but yeah, right here in Columbia. I did that. Man, it's been a lot of stuff. That was dope.
So excuse me. So take us into how that the exhibition came to be.
So the exhibition was put on by a friend of mine who's actually from Orangeburg. She grew up in Orangeburg, Tabitha Ott. She's an artist here in Columbia and it's around the area. So I linked up with Tabitha. She's a little bit older than me, but I linked up with Tabitha a while ago when I was working on my own documentary. So we stayed connected since then. And so she does this for a living. She does art. Like for a living. So she puts on exhibitions. She used to have a workspace at Taps Outlet in downtown Columbia. It's closed now. I think they've made it Taps Outpost, but it's a work-in space for artists and creators, so they have their own thing. But Tabitha, she's a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and okay, go ahead.
She I'm sorry, but she reached out to me and she had this idea for exhibition. So it was art, but I do photography. So there were other photographers that were involved too. So just submitted my work and that's how it came to be.
Hey, so I know you had to feel proud seeing your work just adorned on the walls.
Yeah, it felt like I was in a museum or something, man. It was trippy. But it was dope. My family came out, my friends came out, and so that was a highlight of my year for sure.
Man, that's incredible. So getting the new car, because I remember you posting the picture of it, and I was like, because I know you love your Chevys.
Yeah.
Man, because I'm a Chevy guy too, and man, when I saw that Impala get smashed up, I was like, oh no.
It broke my heart, man.
I bet.
Broke my heart. So yeah, had to give up the Chevy. I wanted to find another one, but they hard to come by. So, they don't make Impalas anymore. So yeah, it's hard to get them. Everybody's got them, or if you find one, it's got like 200,000 miles on it. So yeah, decided to just, get something different. So I got a Lexus now, so I'm Team Lexus. So okay, yeah, but I'm gonna always be a Chevy rider until I die, man. I think one day when I retire, I want to be able to have a fleet of Chevys. I just want to get it.
Yeah. And then you also said that you started some new hobbies, and I noticed that you got into model cars or the Legos.
Yeah, the Legos. I grew up playing having Lego sets and stuff. But it's 3 of us, so it's me and I'm the baby, and I got 2 older brothers. Okay, Legos are expensive, man. So really? they are expensive. When you start looking at some of those sets, I don't know what they were back when we were kids, but my parents, having to buy stuff for 3 kids, you know, sometimes we didn't, you know, get the Lego set we want. So we'd have discombobulated sets and like Harry Potter stuff mixed with other Lego sets. But so I decided to get back into it, and I think I might have a problem there. I got a little addiction with it. So I've just been building a lot of cars. I think I've done like 2 Mercedes. I did a Lamborghini Countach. I did a Aston Martin from James Bond. So just the cars a lot. So yeah, I've been getting back into the Legos, man. I got like 4 or 5 sets still at the house that I need to.
Wow. Well, back in Orangeburg?
No, back in Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's crazy. And that Countach was one of my favorite cars as a kid.
Really?
I used to, because I used to always love watching Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Yeah. And that car was...
Back when Robin Leach...
Yeah, and that car was prominently featured on there. And I was like, man, I want one of them.
What year? Like, I think the one I built was an 86 or 87, I think.
I think it was around that same time. Okay. Yeah, so you also saw that you just recently celebrated a birthday, and you and the lady went up to DC.
Yes, yeah, man, that was dope, man. So I think I might have told you before. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I used to live in Maryland, in DC area.
No, I didn't know that.
So after I was born in Columbia, and I moved up that way when I was probably 8.
Okay.
Or so my family, my dad's from there, so he's got family up there. So you know, my mom, her sister, and some of our on that side of the family is up there too. So I got family on both sides up there. So
yeah,
I lived there for about 5 years, and then that's when I came back to South Carolina and moved to Orangeburg. But we went out for my birthday for a week, so it was dope. And we tried to do when DC you need like 2-3 weeks to actually do everything that's there. But we did a lot. You know, we went to some museums. You name it. We went out to eat. We kind of toured. It was cold, and it snowed a little bit while we were there too.
Yeah,
so, but it was cool, man. It was cool.
Man, 'cause I've never been to DC.
Really?
And yeah.
Oh, you got to go.
And that's all. And that's at the top of my list.
I think you love it. I think you love it.
Yeah,
sure.
And I got a couple homies that live out there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I go in the spring if you go. That's when like the cherry blossoms.
Oh
like,
yeah,
on all that area. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures of those cherry blossoms. I'm like, man, see, that's like a Chamber of Commerce ass picture right there. I'm like, man, that's where I need to be. So, what were some of your favorite restaurants in DC?
Man, I'm trying to remember. We went to Ben's Chili Bowl. I don't know if you've ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's famous spot in on U Street in DC. So we went there. That's one of my favorites. Where else did we go? Ocean Prime.
I heard of Ocean Prime.
That's really good fine dining type of thing. So that was good. Where else did we go? I'm trying to think of where all we went. We went so many places, man. We had a whole itinerary, like a list of places. I'm trying to think. What was my other? Oh, it's a Mexican place called De Leña in DC, and that was probably some of the best Mexican food I've ever had in my life.
Word. Mm-hmm. Now, so you went out to College Park.
Yeah,
catch a Terps game.
Yep. So we got my cousin. She's actually assistant coach for Lindsey Spann.
Okay.
She used to play for Gamecocks for Carolina.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. She did.
I
think she was there for about 2 years. I don't want to get she's gonna watch this and be mad at me for getting it wrong. But yeah, she played for Don Staley at Carolina. So
wow.
Mm-hmm. She came from Penn State, and so she transferred her last 2 years, I think, at Carolina. So yeah, she's now assistant coach at Maryland. So got to sit in some good seats and catch a good game. It was a good game too. Good game.
How far of a drive is that
to DC?
Yeah.
So if you go into Maryland, and I know DC and Maryland people hate when you use the two interchangeably. So you got, but when you go into Maryland, it's probably about 6.5, 7 hours, something like that. And then DC is pretty much the same, but you got to get into the city. So about 7.5 hours, I say, to get up there. And if you stop and, I like when I go, I always drive. So I've never flown, and I always just drive. So I like to go nonstop. And everybody hates it because I'm usually the one, I don't want to take bathroom break. Yeah. I'll take a bathroom break, but stopping for food and all that stuff, I'll bring the food with me. So we don't get to stop and just keep going. But we
in the same boat.
7.5 hours. Okay. About 7.5.
And also, just peeping your IG, you really just gotten immersed into doing investing.
I have.
Just like financial literacy and stuff. So what sparked that?
So it's always been a thing for me. I think just as I'm, getting older, it's kind of clicking in my brain. Like now, you got to take that more serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like with the way the world is now and just politics and all that, it's kind of crazy out here. So it's like, it's in my mind. I've just been something that I've been wanting to get really, really, really serious about.
Yeah.
I've been blessed enough, this new job is kind of giving me some capital to work with. So I'm able to put my money into more stuff. So, and when you hit 30, kind of like, as life starts hitting you, like, it's a serious now. So, I'm doing all type of stuff, life insurance and all that type of, just everything. So it's like, reading about it. So just want to continue to keep doing it and, learning more and more and more and trying to teach other people about it too.
Yeah, you got to, man. You work hard for your money, so you got to let your money work for you.
Right. Exactly. And I wish there's, more people got it, because I think a lot of people have an idea, like, it's hard to invest your money and do these things. And like, but it's really not. It's all you need is, the access and the information, and, a lot of underserved communities that don't have the access and stuff. So it's like, it's just good, trying to encourage, your friends and your family, and just share little tidbits, try to put them on game.
Yeah. Shout out my mom. She was the one that really got me into that.
Okay.
And well, Dad too, to a certain degree, but
good.
Yeah. I was lucky to get that, to get immersed in that at a relatively younger age. Right. So I got to give a big shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
So, now we're going to get into, actually we did the 5 questions on the last segment. So this one, it's going to be 3 questions. So question number 1, what's the most recent food that you tried for the first time that you really enjoyed?
Oh man, I gotta think hard about that one. Me and my girl, we eat so much different stuff. We kind of try a lot of stuff. So I gotta tell me, think.
I'll tell you what. What's the last?
While I'm thinking, what's yours?
Man, the most recent food I tried for the first time. Actually, it wasn't something that I tried for the first time, but it was the way that it was prepared. And it's funny, me preaching, I was talking about this on previous recording, but the Harvest and Heritage event they had at the Penn Center down in St. Helena Island. They had it was like a collard green salad.
Okay.
The collards were like very, very finely shredded, and they added like little chunks of beets and red peas to it, and it was like some kind of oil they added to it that they drizzled on it, and it was prepared cold. I'd never had greens prepared cold like that, but that joker had so much flavor to it. Yeah, that was
that sounds good though. Yeah, see, I like stuff like that. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So, like you, I've pretty much tried everything. So it's like I'll give you something that I had for the first time in DC at a place called Unconventional Diner. Okay. It's a brunch spot, but it's, I guess modern takes home brunch. So I had Brussels sprouts, and I actually did not like Brussels sprouts growing up. I hated the way they smelled and everything. But as I got older, I hit my 20s, my middle 20s, I started to actually enjoy them. If you cook them right, they taste really good. So it was Brussels sprouts with a fried egg on top.
Really?
Yeah, with a fried egg on top, and like kind of like a coleslaw, kind of like we were talking about beets. They used cabbage and like a little bit of beets, I think. Yeah, it was good. That might be one of my favorite meals actually too, from that DC trip. But it was good. So it was, and it came like with a homemade buttermilk biscuit with like it's a type of cheese, kind of like brie, but it's spreadable, but it's kind of sweet. They put it on mascarpone. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it.
I never even heard of that.
It's like it's like they put it on pizza sometimes, but like it came on the biscuit and everything, so that was good too. And it was like a pepper jam, so that was But yeah, it's hard for me to think of things that I haven't tried because I try everything. Yeah, I like to just try stuff just to just about
that pepper jam will do it for me every time. Oh, I love it. God, spread some on some corn fritters, man.
There's a place in Charleston that I used to go to all the time. Gnome Cafe is closed now, I think.
Okay, I never heard of that.
Gnome Cafe. It was, I'm trying to remember my streets downtown, but it was downtown. But it was like a vegan spot, so they had vegan breakfast and everything. They used to have a pepper jam, and I would go and I get the food, sit at the battery, put the pepper jam on the biscuit on the vegan in like vegan sausage. Best thing ever, man.
Let's see. Question number 2. What was the last thing that really made you laugh?
Oh man. There's so much. I feel like I might have mentioned something with last time about Bernie Mac. I was just watching. I told you that before. I'm a big Bernie Mac fan.
Yeah.
So me and my girl, we've been watching Bernie Mac, the show.
Yeah.
Right, the series that he has. So we've been watching that, and I think what was the last episode that I really laughed at? It was one of those episodes from the Bernie Mac show, but. Man, that's one of the funniest shows.
Yeah,
me, so.
It really is. I love that they still show it on Bounce TV on like Sunday mornings. Mm-hmm. Like I've watched that faithfully.
And it was like I didn't understand a lot of the humor when I was younger. Now that I'm older, it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Question number 3: What was the last vinyl that you bought?
I guess it was at Preacher's event where we linked up at.
Yeah.
Where did I get that time? I got a Resurrection Common album.
Oh,
that was unopened, so it hasn't even been opened yet. So it's just sealed still. I haven't opened it yet. I kind of want to open it. I got that. What else did I have in that stack? I think I had you gave me the Phaso record. Man, what else did I have? And I bought a couple records from that event though. But yeah, I got that Common Resurrection album. That's one of my favorite Common albums. Common is actually one of my favorite rappers. I don't know if a lot of people know that. A lot of people sleep on Common, but that Resurrection album is one of my favorites.
What's your favorite song on that album?
Orange Pineapple.
Oh,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got a rhyme. You got a rhyme. My rhyme is better than yours.
That beat. That
beat.
And I think maybe I want to say No ID maybe made the beat. I think No ID made that beat. I think so. So yeah, I love that song. That whole album is just good.
Yeah, it rides. I love. I think Nothing to Do was my favorite track on there. I love that one. Mm-hmm. It's like he just drops you right in the middle of Chicago, and you seeing all this, just hearing all the stuff that he's talking about. It's like just paints that picture and puts you right there.
Those early Common albums are my favorite Common albums.
Yeah. So, anything you want to plug or promote? The floor is yours.
No, actually, so I got another art exhibition coming up soon. It's called Verse and Vision. It's put on by Tabitha again. I'm actually going to drop off some artwork to her after this, but I'll put it on my Instagram and all that stuff. I can't remember the dates, but it's coming up. I think I want to say March. So I got another art exhibition. Other than that, man, no. Y'all can follow me on Orangeburg Slim on Instagram and Sable Palmetto. It's in my bio on my Instagram page. I don't want to mess up the spelling. But
shout out Sable Palm, the shirt right here.
Yes, man. Sir. I really appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
It's good to see, everybody wearing those shirts still after all these years. So I really, really do appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and before I wanted to do this, so last time I met Danny, y'all, he gave me a Phaso Riding High record. Phaso is one of my favorite groups. And so I got this some time ago. I can't even remember. I might have got this in I don't know where me and my girl, maybe in Charleston. I don't know, but I got him the Phaso Good Thing. So I want to give
listen, bro. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, no problem. At least I can do. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, and also keep doing what you're doing, man. I really admire what you're doing, man. I've been watching since we last spoke at the plate. A wicked good time. We got to do an episode together or something, man.
You know what?
I'm into the candles. My girl, she's a candle fanatic, so we got 10, 15, 20 candles at the crib right now. So
next time I come back up here, open invite.
I appreciate that.
You back on the show.
Yeah. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. I've been watching Low Country, the Low Country podcast. Yeah. I enjoy that too. So,
thanks, man.
I'm always at work watching your stuff in the mornings.
Yeah.
So and I saw what you said about the OG thing.
Oh yeah.
Out of respect, man. Nothing but respect. So
yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. So, man, thank y'all for listening. Make sure you like, download, and subscribe to Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth. Tell a friend about the podcast, man. One fan a day. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me at Danny Foxworth 843. There you can find all the videos for all of the episodes that Orangeburg Slim just mentioned. Is Since We Last Spoke, my baseball podcast, which is At the Plate with Danny Foxworth, Growing Up Low Country with Liz and Danny, and the Candle podcast, which is called A Wicked Good Time with Danny Foxworth. And for Sean and myself, this has been another episode of Since We Last Spoke. And until next time, y'all be good. Peace.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man.